What is going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here with my guy, Vince Russo. This is the post Royal Rumble review. Rumble review. All right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, interact with us. Send a super chat if you want your comments to be on the screen. Of course, hey man, subscribe to Featherbombs. I didn't say anything. I knew it. I talked to a couple of people to confirm to say this is who it is, and I can confirm before the Royal Rumble, before Saturday. I was told, I had a conversation with someone and was confirmed, and it was Jey Uso. And there you go. So be sure to check out Featherbombs and go and check it out. I wasn't going to spoil anything because I know Royal Rumble stuff, it'll spread like wildfire, and we didn't want to do that. But Jey Uso is the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble. And we will get to that in just a moment. Let's get right into the opener of the match, which is Charlotte Flair winning the Women's Royal Rumble. Vince, before you answer that, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right, Dr. Chris. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. All right, let's get into Charlotte Flair, Vince. What do you think, man?
I think it's good. I think that's what they should have done. A lot of people called it predictable because it was. Listen, Chris, I say this all the time. I say this all the time, and it used to be my philosophy on keeping belts on people. Until somebody else comes along that's better, you keep the belt on them. Okay? Gotcha. Charlotte Flair in that ring was the best wrestler. And she is the best wrestler. And every time she's been healthy, she's been heads and tails above everybody else. And you can't bring somebody back after a year-long injury and not have her win the Rumble. I was reading today, like people were saying, it's okay if Charlotte wins. No, it's not okay. She's the best women's wrestler on the roster. She's been away for a year. Predictable, yes, but Chris, sometimes when you're writing this stuff, you've got to give the people what they want, and I had no problem with that outcome whatsoever. But man, bro, a few things really surprised me about this match, Chris. Bro, that crowd wasn't responding to. The only people they were responding to were the surprises.
Yeah.
They weren't responding to the girls on the roster. They didn't respond to Bayley. The NXT people, I mean, you could hear a pin drop in that house. They were only responding. Alexa Bliss's comeback, Charlotte's comeback, Trish Stratus, a Nikki. They were popping on the surprises, but my God, bro, the current talent on that roster, I mean, Chris, I was watching this and I'm like, I know that there's 66,000 people there. And I don't know if it's my TV or what, but obviously it wasn't my TV because we heard them responding in the main event.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris, was that odd to you, the lack of response from the women on the roster?
Well, to me, it's just a testament of the Royal Rumble is a Big Four pay-per-view. There's 66,000 people there. I would doubt that all 66 are rabid weekly wrestling fans.
Agreed.
And so, therefore, they want the spectacle. They want the concert feel. It's like it's indie. It's within 3 to 5 hours. There's this big WWE event. There's pedigree. There's cachet that comes with the Royal Rumble. They'll come. However, we saw within the Women's Royal Rumble match that a lot of people just really aren't involved in the goings on, the weekly goings on of professional wrestling. That's the take that I got from it.
No, Chris, I think you are spot on because, man, listen, everybody knows that listens to Russo's brand. I've been going back and forth with Disco. And listen, man, this at the end of the day, are they selling out house shows? Yes. Are they making money hand over fist? Yes. Are they putting on a good television show? No. That's in the no column. They're not putting on a good television show. And I think you saw that tonight because I think Chris is dead on. They want these big events. They want these big feels. All the stars come out. But, bro, like you said, I don't think they're engaged in the week to week.
Yeah. And that's what we'll probably get. That's probably going to be their plan of action, for the foreseeable future is just let's just promote the newest the wrestling show that's coming out and coming around to your city, and let's do. WWE's promotion is amazing. We saw that with the Netflix, and that's what they'll do, especially with this Big Four feel for these stadium shows. Is that a lot of people, just from a psychological perspective, people have the fear of missing out. So if they find out that the Royal Rumble's somewhere in the vicinity of driving distance, they'll go just to say that I've been there. And so that they're capitalizing on that. You know what I mean? So I think that from a marketing standpoint, it's a good idea, but you can't really take this into your, weekly shows. You should. I think we may have different views on the men's Royal Rumble. I'm looking forward to talking about it. I think we do have different views with the women's Royal Rumble. I was super underwhelmed by Charlotte winning. I knew that it was predictable. I think everybody knew that she was going to win. But I think at the end of the day, man, I told you before, it was night and day to me as far as giving somebody else an opportunity between the men's and the women's. Charlotte winning the women's Royal Rumble, she can cut a promo and be. To me, it was just a wasted spot, man. I wasn't a big fan of Charlotte winning.
Chris, who are you going to put over in that match?
I can go through it and find out, but I wouldn't.
No, tell me you're the booker. You're the booker.
I would have to look at the 30 and see. Yeah,
Chris, listen. I'm not. I just think she was the best in there. When I'm looking at that, Nikki Bella ain't coming back any day soon. Trish Stratus ain't coming back any day soon. All those surprises, they're not coming back. I think in that ring, I don't know, maybe Alexa Bliss, but if they're both coming back on the same night, I'm surely putting Charlotte over before I'm putting Alexa Bliss. So when I look at who else was in that ring, man, they had so much NXT talent in there that I didn't even know who these girls were.
Yeah,
it was
neither did the crowd.
Yeah, it's like who else are you gonna put over? I swear, bro. Zoe Starks came out. You could have heard a pin drop. The other one, the Ace of Spades came out. You could have heard. I was Selena Vega, bro. I was like, listen. I know, Chris. The Raws and the SmackDowns, they feed a lot of that crowd noise through the Titantron. I know that, and I understand that. But, bro, like there were zero response to these women.
Yeah, I think that's a testament of the lack of pushing them. I think the WWE has failed in many ways of really showcasing the women's division like they should. And I think this was a focus group in many ways of this is what they feel. This is how they feel with the current women's division right now. And so to your point, Charlotte Flair winning amongst a division that hasn't really been pushed or marketed right. Okay, that makes sense. I understand that. I'll grant you that. But to me, I just feel like someone else should have won. And I think Charlotte winning makes sense with the Tiffany Stratton thing. But my desire was to just push somebody else. Now, they haven't, and it doesn't look like they will. Yeah. But I wish that she would have been the runner up and kind of had the rub to give somebody else the ability, kind of passing of the torch moment is what I'm
It's funny, Chris, because when you think about it, and let me make one thing perfectly clear. It's exactly what Chris said. When I said there was no other woman in that match worthy of winning this, it's because of the way they're being pushed and because of their presentation on television. That's what it is. It's not that these girls aren't working hard, but yeah, I mean, Chris, and like I said, I mean, just so many NXT girls in the. I could not believe that Perez girl was the last girl left.
Runner up.
Like that was such an odd call to me. Of all the people, she's the last one you're going to leave in the. I don't know, Chris, but I think, like you said, I think it speaks volumes of the lack of creating stars in the entire women's division.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird to me with Perez being the runner-up.
Weird.
I mean, I'd say probably 10%, maybe 20% knows who Roxanne Perez is, from just a casual perspective. And yeah, I mean, why she's on NXT, she's not even on the main roster. I imagine WWE's mentality is, let's showcase her in a way that makes her look strong, but she's not going to be on the main roster come Raw, so she's going back to NXT. So is this an NXT ploy, to try to bump them up? But it's just like, from a casual perspective, or even from a bridge or not non-hardcore perspective, what's the philosophy of pushing someone like a Roxanne Perez if most of the crowd don't even know who she is? It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it was very, 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 very odd. The last two left in that ring was very odd to me.
Yeah, and the runner-ups, runner-ups is usually an opportunity for someone to really showcase themselves and it's kind of like a mini. It's kind of like sowing seeds to a mini push in many ways. Liv Morgan was runner-up the past 2 years, and she had her best year of her career last year, so it helped her. Could this perhaps, in the longer run, help Roxanne Perez, in your opinion?
No, Chris, because I'm looking at all these girls from NXT that are coming in that I do not know, and to me, they look like all the other girls in the division, Lyra Velcro. I mean, they, the girl with the purse who came and gone, the, Davenport girl, they just look, all the same. There's nobody that really, really, really stands out. And here's another interesting question, bro. I wonder, Chris, like what are they holding Becky Lynch back for? I mean, are they keeping Becky in their hip pocket for WrestleMania? I would assume that's what they're doing, going to hold her back till WrestleMania, because I thought, possibly maybe there was an outside shot of her returning in this match, but obviously she didn't.
Which I'm fine with, because I do think that Elimination Chamber is starting to be booked as like Royal Rumble 2.0, as far as just like whoever wins gets that other opportunity to be a part of WrestleMania, which I'm fine with, because it seems like it's a second place opportunity to still be in a world title match. And if they hold her back to that, I'm fine with that. Is there any legends that you were surprised that didn't show up, or is anybody from the back that you were surprised didn't show up other than Becky Lynch?
Not really. Yeah, I mean, listen, I always want to say this, guys. I mean, bro, there were a couple of kabuki-ish spots, like all the girls getting eliminated at the end they were all laying on the apron. That looked ridiculous. I mean, that was very kabuki-ish. But I always want to say this, bro, all those girls worked hard. Chris, that is not an easy match to work at all. So, Gracie, she had a good showing. I mean, she's a beast. I mean, she's an absolute beast. She had a good showing. But the girls worked their tails off, bro. But again, people think it's me because I was a writer. No, man, I'm just going to always point at the creative that there's none of these girls that you're with. Chris, I'm going to compare it to any sports franchise. And I think we really, when we talk about the Men's Royal Rumble, I'm going to really get into this. Chris, when a team, it doesn't matter what the sports franchise is, when a team is like a 500 team, year after year after year, they win as many as they lose. You just can't get with a team like that. Who do we get with, man? We get with the Dodgers. We get with the Yankees. We get with the winning franchises. We're not getting that in wrestling anymore. We used to get that in wrestling. We're getting 500 teams. You and I talk about this every week. And I think especially for casual fans, bro, you can't get behind a 500 team. And that's how a lot of these women are booked.
Yeah, well said. I agree. I think that Jordynne Grace did have a really good showing. The Piper Niven spot was pretty good. I'm going to go through the 30 real quick, and anyone else stand out as far as a MVP-ish style role. Io Sky, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Lyra Valkyra, Chelsea Green, B-Fab, Ivy Now, Zoe Stark, Lash Legend, Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler, Bayley, Sonya Deville, Maxine Dupree, Naomi, Jada Parker, Piper Niven, Natalya, Jordynne Grace, Mi Chen, Alexa Bliss, Zelina Vega, Candice LeRae, Stephanie Vaquer, Trish Stratus, Raquel Rodriguez, Charlotte Flair, Julia, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella.
Yeah, Julia, I had no idea who that was. Bro. And again, I mean, she's the NXT champion. Guys, when I hear the word champion, I expect Muhammad Ali. I expect Rocky Balboa. I expect somebody special to come out. This is the first time I'm seeing this NXT champion. And to me, she looked like another woman on the roster. And again, I want to be perfectly clear. It's the week to week booking of these women. I mean, Chris, we've had 4, 5 Chelsea Green, Michin matches.
Yeah.
There was zero response when Michin came out. I mean, absolutely none. I mean, I just hope Triple H and his crew are listening, because if you're really listening to their entrances, man, it should really, really be telling you a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's just that the caveat to that is they're not paying attention to the casuals, like I say all the time.
Look, Chris, I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in what you're talking about, because I want you to explain this to me.
Absolutely.
I was 1,000%. I'm 1,000% on board with you. People got to understand too, they're eliminating a lot of the house shows. So there aren't a lot of opportunities to go see the WWE live. People are forgetting that. So when you get an opportunity like this, and now they got an arena of 66,000 people, bro, this may be 1 or 2 chances you get all year of seeing the WWE live. So I'm with you, Chris. I think a lot of that crowd they were not week-to-week viewers. They did not know who these girls were. They clearly knew who the girls were from the past were. However, bro, they knew who Joe Henry was.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out that in my mind. I'm like, he got a great response when he came out. And I'm like, bro, I know they love him at TNA. I know, they love him, social media.
Yeah.
But why do you think people knew him, but not a lot of the women in this match?
Great question. I did a previous episode of Pancakes and Power Sams about this, as far as just the cult-like phenomenon of Joe Hendry, and I compared it actually to Hulk Hogan of old, and even Hulk Hogan of new, when it comes to that type of cult-like phenomenon. There's a psychological concept called the bandwagon effect. And so we see that when it comes to trends and groupthink behavior and types of tribalist behavior, even, when it comes to those type of things. So Joe Hendry is a social media phenomenon. So it's easier for him to get recognition because of the virality, because of the viral nature of his gimmick right now. Michin doesn't have a viral nature. She's someone who gets a check by WWE. She goes live on Twitch if she wants to. There's nothing viral about Michin. There's nothing viral about who else was it? Sonya Deville
Selena
or
Vega. I mean,
Selena Vega. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, half of them.
Yeah, Candice LeRae.
Yeah,
there's nothing viral about them. So when you plaster the socials, you see a Joe Henry because that's how viral that's how viral nature works.
So it would have been like Matt
with Michin.
Yeah, Matt Cardona would have got a similar response.
Yes. Yeah. He's another one who's viral. You know what I mean? So when you get to the bandwagon effect, it's easy to see someone like a Joe Hendry and say, okay, I've seen a little bit about him. I don't really know who he is, but I'm familiar with him a little bit because I've seen his name, right?
Got it.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. I think as far as standouts to me, Maxine Dupree stood out to me.
Yeah, she had a nice shine when they put her in there. She had a lot of fire. Gracie, I think they highlighted her really, really well.
Last Legend stood out to me too. I think she did a really good job. Jada Parker was you can tell that she was nervous, but kudos to her, man. It was the first time ever. 66. He goes from a few hundred people in NXT, to 66,000 people.
Oh yeah, no, bro, absolutely. So, in this type of a match, exactly. Guys, you got to understand, man. And again, I'm not short-sighting anybody, especially these NXT women, bro. They've never been up there.
Correct.
And you're going to throw them in this type of match. Do you know what kind of a pressure? I mean, bro, they blow one spot. That can infect their entire job. I mean, they literally could get a pink slip. So, Chris, no doubt about it. Their age, 66,000 people, a Royal Rumble, 30 women, so many chances to F up. Chris, I would not want to be in that spot.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Bliss had a wonderful reaction.
She did.
Great for her. Kind of a dud elimination. So it makes me wonder if she's still going to take time away or if she's going to come back week to week. I thought that the elimination would be a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. It was a little flat. That was a little flat.
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of flat, I don't know why my camera keeps going out. I mean, other than that, kudos to Nia Jax. She had a bunch of eliminations. They made her look great. See that thing? I don't know why my camera keeps it never had any issues before. I didn't log in here and did all this stuff, so I don't know what's going on backstage.
You're okay now, though. We'll keep an eye on it.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let's we got a bunch of super chats. I will address them one by one here right after. There's only 4 matches, so we're going to talk about the matches and we're going to go into the super chats after that. DIY defeating Motor City Machine Guns, best 2 out of 3 match. We get interference by the Street Profits. Vince, what do you think about this?
God, bro, it's Chris, it's so weird, and I gotta tell you, man, I think the Royal Rumble was the perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, you've got a roster of men, and half of the roster they could give 2 craps about, and like honestly, it's arguably whether a lot of these guys should be on the show. They're not selling tickets. Nobody in this match is selling 1 ticket. And when you saw the Rumble, I'm not kidding you, Chris. The first 15, I fell asleep. I fell asleep and I woke up, and this guy's in and this guy's in. The last 15 was like a completely different company. A completely different company. And I think that's what you saw here because, again, man, bro, the crowd was not responding to this match. And Chris, even at the beginning of the match, when the Guns did everything in sequence at the same time, nobody was responding. I mean, and I'm looking at the people and I'm listening. And that's why I'm saying, bro, it's such a weird roster because half of it they don't care about. The other half of it they do care about.
Yeah. The pin that the Motor City Machine Guns got because they got the second fall, it was nothing. There was zero reaction to that, and so
zero, man. Yeah, bro. You know,
and the bigger reaction actually was to the ones who interfered. Was the Street Profits got a better pop than the other teams did. So, all right, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. What do you think about this ladder match? Cody Rhodes winning. Let's go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while. First time appearance. Oh man, you know what, man? This isn't my
I'm not going on with this show till I have Joey.
See, this isn't my
I don't care, Chris.
here.
I don't care.
Let me finish.
Pray Tay, get me Joey. Get me Joey, pray Tay.
I don't know why. I don't
Chris,
know
this was my biggest pop of the night. This is and I'm not letting you go right past this. Okay.
What happened? What happened?
First of all, bro, why do they have Chelsea Green, a heel, giving away the free tickets? Bro, it blows No, but that's not what I'm going to say. It just blows my mind, bro, because first they had Bianca Belair with the fans.
Yes.
Then they had Chelsea Green. The heel is giving away the free tickets, not the babyface.
Yes.
But here's what popped me huge. when Chelsea Green turned around and asked these people, this family, if they were going to WrestleMania, if they were going to the Royal Rumble.
No.
Bro, they can't afford to go to the Royal Rumble. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You think this whole family can afford tickets to the Royal Rumble? And bro, like that was kind of them exposing themselves that they want to go, but they don't have the money. I popped juice because they didn't even realize that. But again, I just like, why is Chelsea giving away the free tickets and not Bianca Belair? I don't know.
Yeah,
but anyway. Yeah.
Pratier, what's going on with my camera, first of all, and then we don't
have you checked your cable, Chris? Maybe the cable's a little loose for the camera. Anything?
I never have this issue.
No, you've never had this issue. No.
Yeah, never on my stream. So I don't know, man. This isn't a stream category, a stream drop that I do. I didn't put this together. All right. So predictable. Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think about the Rhodes and Owens thing?
Yeah. Again, let me say, bro, I want to say this.
Backstage. Practice backstage. All right.
Oh, I want to say this because a lot of times I'm very critical about Cody, and I'm only critical about him because he's supposed to be a baby face, but he clearly has more money than everybody else. He wears these expensive suits. He's got a vocabulary where he talks over everybody's head, and that annoys me because to me he's not a baby face. But I will tell you this, bro.
Yeah,
man, this is the kind of company guy you want. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, Cody is Mr. WWE company guy, giving his 1,000%, taking that job seriously as them putting the belt on him, him being the leader. I got to give him that. This guy never phones it in. He's always, 1,000%. I just think, Chris, and I felt it on SmackDown, and I was feeling it here tonight. Chris, I just think they badly need some kind of an upset or a swerve. They need some, like, I swear, Chris, I don't know. Did you watch SmackDown? SmackDown, bro, they teamed LA Knight with Damian Priest. And it was the main event. And I'm like, bro, like, do something and turn LA Knight against Priest. And it was like the same thing here. Give us Owens grabbing those belts. He's not beating Cody. He's not pinning. I just feel I'm begging them to throw some kind of a monkey wrench in the mix, Chris, to just kind of mix things up and throw us off kilter a little bit. And I felt this would have been the perfect opportunity to do it.
Yeah, a turn, a turn within the Rumble. I guess we saw it with Seth. I guess I don't know what the heck that is, but I mean, I guess we shall see if this is a full-fledged heel turn. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, man. As far as Rose being a company guy, he said physical. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any. This doesn't happen at all ever to me. So I mean, I don't know what the heck is going on. This isn't. I'm looking at.
You want to try, Chris? You want to try to dump out, come back in? I could entertain him if you want to try that.
Yeah, I mean, let's try it. All right.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, guys. While before Chris comes in, I am critical of Cody for different reasons. But man, if I were the head writer, a guy like this is who you definitely want as a champion. Every time the guy is out there, bro, he gives 1,000%. And like I said, man, I call it like the hood ornament of the company. And the hood ornament of the company's got to be a company guy through and through that the company can count on for everything, personal appearances, interviews, travel here, travel there, make a wish, the whole 9 yards. And Cody has taken the role as the WWE champion very, 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 very seriously, man. You never see this guy phone it in. You never see this guy, at 50%. And yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. All right, Chris, let's see how you're going now, bro.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I looked at my camera. My camera's perfectly fine. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Yeah, I agree with you, Vince. So the company guy, it makes sense. It's just with Cody, man, where does this take him? I mean, yes, it builds momentum. I mean, for him as far as the way that he showed his match, the match itself was a very hard hitting match. And first of all, thank you, everybody. While y'all 713 people here live right now. Big numbers. Thank you very much. Be sure to sub if you haven't. If you're finding out about something and somewhere from somebody, be sure to sub. Be sure to hit that Featherbombs, and you'll get spoilers from me and throughout a weekly basis. Subscribe on Patreon. Vince Russo's on Patreon. Got a wonderful show on Patreon as well. Patreon has the scoops, ladies and gentlemen. It has the scoops, and we got some wonderful content for you. Yeah, I mean, again, going back to Cody Rhodes. Yes, he had a good match with Kevin Owens, who isn't really known very much from a casual perspective. So it showed the heart and the grit of Cody Rhodes. And I said this before. I think it was predictable as far as Cody winning. They want to show him to be good. But okay, cool. Where does this go? With the winner, do we somehow see a story that Cody beat Roman last year and Jay wants to? So we'll get to that in a minute. But hopefully there's a story behind this.
Chris, I think they missed a moment. I really, really think they missed a moment, and it would have been a good moment. Okay. Bro, again, here comes Sammy when both guys are down. Okay. I just have to tell you, from my point of view, I have no interest whatsoever if Sammy cares for Owens or if Sammy, I could care less. But here's the moment they missed, man. At that very, very last shot, when Sami Zayn was making sure Kevin was still breathing, and again, the story is these guys know each other from way back, went to each other's weddings. They're like brothers. Okay. So when somebody's in this amount of blood and pain, bro, you're going to put everything aside and the friendship's going to come out.
Yeah.
when Cody, they had that shot of Cody standing on the desk and he was cutting the promo on a beaten and bloodied Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn should have said something to Cody. Sami Zayn, he should have fired, because a friend at that time would have done that. And it wouldn't have meant that Sami Zayn was a heel. It would have been his true emotions. Like, bro, you beat the guy half to death, okay? You won. You got your hand raised. It's over. They should have had Sami say something to Cody right there. I just think they missed a good realistic opportunity.
I think that's cool. Because this is what you, even to add on to that, Vince, because here's the thing when it comes to the Sami thing. There was a couple things that I was thinking. I was like, okay, so if he turns on Cody, then we'll get Kevin Owens versus and Sami Zayn and cahoots again. I don't care. You know what I mean? That's just another
And you're going to get Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes, and Sami Zayn is not going to be Cody Rhodes.
It's going to be probably a filler match between Sami and Cody,
right.
Cody at like an elimination chamber or something like that. Or you could have done like there's still maybe tension between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You'll probably do a triple threat. Regardless, it was going to be a filler to WrestleMania, and I just didn't care to see that.
I agree.
If you had Sami turn on Kevin Owens, then you're getting possibly another Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn feud,
Agreed.
which again I don't care about. So either way, to me, either turn or either side he was on, it just didn't do enough to me for me to care much about it.
I agree.
To your point, I think when Cody was going up the ladder, Sami should have came in and just looked at him like, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then you can have someone like a Drew or some come in, Claymore, Sami. Now Sami's out, and that doesn't make the spot weird. And then Cody finishes, because that'll leave some like, okay, so what's Drew doing with Cody? I know Drew doesn't like Sami. Now that shows that Sami's not a heel, but to your point, he's still defending his friend Kevin Owens.
Right.
I think it could have been more there.
And that would have been the natural reaction. That would have been the natural. And I just think they missed something there.
Agreed. All right, Vince, before we get into this wonderful super chats, bunch of super chats. Thank you very, very much. Let's get into the men's Royal Rumble. We'll talk. See, I'm
not going. Prete, go through your files. I want Joey.
I was the one who established Joey and put it in the other.
All right. Can I play my own clip since we don't have Joey?
Let's do it.
All right, hold on.
I might can get Joey here.
Did a big number as well.
Yes, indeed.
Chris,
one more time.
Okay.
One more time.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer did a big number as well.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
I had to look at my screen because I could not believe what I was seeing. Is there yet going to be another WWE wrestling show? Is that what you're telling? Yes. Another one.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, bro.
Oh, there's tons. I mean, it's just
this Evolve on Tubi of all places. Tubi now.
So here's the thing, man. I'm telling you, go to Featherbombs, subscribe on Patreon, because I reported this like 2 months ago that WWE is, I think even though in November, probably like 2 or 3 months ago, WWE is wanting to do shows with A&E, Tubi, and YouTube TV. And so, I mean, go to Featherbombs, you'll get the scoops. And so, I mean, they're looking to do content, and they're looking to create content. And there's a bunch of people who love WWE. Because here's the thing, Vince. This is the era of content creation, Vince. So, I mean, clearly, case in point, this is hilarious. WWE feels that iShow Speed is more value than a roster member, Kirito's out. So that alone proves how much WWE is glued to content creation. And so since we live in a content creation society, guess what they're going to do? They're going to create content.
Well, and that can work against you. You got to
It
be
can.
Got to be careful. Man. You got to be.
I agree with you. I agree with you there. It's just that they're in their mind, they're like, hey, let's keep getting these shows out. Let's keep creating this content because we at least have like 1.5 million people that's going to watch it, and that's going to appease Tubi and YouTube TV and A&E, and they're like, oh yeah, this we'll give you this many people to watch at least, and they're like, oh, okay, that's actually not bad. That's actually compared to what we already get, as far as our flagship shows. Okay, we'll take 1.5 million people, or we'll take 800,000 people. So
Yeah,
that's their framework, man. All right, Vince. Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble, man. What do you think?
Yeah, like I said, man, this was a tale of two Rumbles. The first 15 people, nobody cared. The last 15 people were stacked. Yeah. And the last 15 people really reminded me of the talent they have on this roster. But, as a casual viewer, when I look at the talent on this roster and when you see one come out right after another, you realize that they are stacked with talent. What are they doing, man? Every angle is about the match. Every angle is you win one, I win one. You win one, I win one. You win one, I win one. And a casual fan can just not sink his teeth into that. I mean, Chris, look at where we're going now. Let's look at what we're going now. Gunther just beat Jey Uso. Yeah. Okay, just beat him on Saturday night's main event, and I think he's wrestled him a couple. Yeah, he's wrestled Gunther a couple of times. Can't beat him, right? Yep. Okay, guys, so what are we setting up? Now we're going to set up Gunther versus Jey Uso at WrestleMania. Guess who's going to go over? Okay. He's going to beat Gunther for the first time at WrestleMania. Okay, I got a simple question for you. Simple question. Okay, so Jey wins the Royal Rumble. Yeah, great. They're going to build up. He's never beat Gunther. He's going to wrestle Gunther at WrestleMania. He's going to beat Gunther. Okay, and this does what for Gunther? This knocks Gunther further down now. And Chris, they do this across the board. Punk and Rollins. Rollins beats Punk. Punk beats Rollins. When you see the amount of talent, and if you just put story to it, but I don't know, bro, but they're not writing for the casual fan. They're writing for the people that love wrestling, that love the matches, that love to cheer yeet, that's who they're writing this show for. Yeah. But you're not getting one casual fan with Jey Uso versus Gunther.
Yeah, I think regardless, you're not going to get it, which it's 2 nights. So I guess there's something to that as far as I'm still old school. I think it should be 1 night, but with the 2 nights, I think it can showcase. Here's my thing with what you just said, Vince. It makes sense. I just think that I wish that they would have made Gunther look stronger, because the heel losing at WrestleMania is a traditional thing. You know what I mean? That comes with the territory as far as like the baby face getting his comeuppance, that feel good moment, that crowning moment at WrestleMania. It makes sense. I just wish that Gunther throughout this past 6 months or so would have looked as strong as he did during his entire Intercontinental Championship feud. Losing to Sami Zayn, going 50-50 with Damian Priest, having several weeks where Damian Priest is beating him up. Like having moments like that, Gunther's stock has lessened so much. Mm-hmm. And I think if you knew that Jey was going to be the guy, push Gunther to the moon. Because Sami Zayn, and it stinks because you push Gunther to the moon during the Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn wins the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. You think with the Gunther push that Sami Zayn would be primed and ready by this time, almost a year later, to be in the World Championship hunt. He's not. He's basically the same exact spot as before he won the Intercontinental Championship. I think you had an opportunity to make good of it, and I don't think that they did, because we've seen so much 50-50 with Gunther.
Yeah. And guys, that's how, like, when you're writing, this is how you have to look at your roster. The trick is to get everybody over. Everybody is always on an upward trajectory. And here's the issue. With no stories, you got to be people clean.
Yeah.
When you've got stories, there's ways to get out of matches where you're not hurting the guy that gets beat.
Yep.
When you don't have stories, everything is a clean finish. It's 50-50 booking. Nobody gets over. Perfect example for Chris. Look at Sami Zayn beating Gunther. It's almost a year ago. In that year, have either one of their trajectories been risen? Absolutely not. At best, they've stayed right here.
I'd say Gunther has gotten worse. He's became world champion, and I think his stock has gotten worse.
I agree. The trick is you got to keep getting higher. And to me, they're failing to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I told you before, man, I like Jay as the winner just because of the format of crowning moment at WrestleMania. Who's going to be that next guy that takes us? And I think Jay just needs to be protected, man. Him losing these matches and only having the Intercontinental Championship for a hiccup against, Braun Breaker, winning it on a random Raw. Like, you got, again, man, you've given us the insides of WWE knows WrestleMania card like the previous Survivor Series at least, right? So you have 3, 4, 5 months to build this thing up. And so within that, for a fact that you want to make Jey Uso look strong. Even if he's doing the underdog thing, don't make him lose all the time and go 50-50 with stuff. Maybe he's doing a feud with someone and maybe it doesn't pay off, right? Maybe he gets an opportunity to come back. Stuff like that. Don't make him lose all the time or look 50-50 with everybody. The heel needs to look strong, because if the end game is WrestleMania, I'm going to put over this baby face, I need to look as strong as ever, because all these little pay-per-views in between WrestleMania, if it compromises me looking less as a heel, you shouldn't do it, right? Because at the end, the end all be all roads lead to WrestleMania. So that's where we should look at. And those pay-per-views or those PLEs in between should continue to make the heel look stronger. And we haven't done that with Gunther. Hopefully, Vince, we know the fans are going to get yeeting at WrestleMania. We're going to get the big entrance, and we're going to get the crowning moment and all that. So I think for the hardcore fans, this is what they'll like.
And that's fine. I get that. I mean, that's fine, man. If that's your audience and that's who you're playing to, that's fine. I'm not going to try to change your mind. That's fine.
Yep. Indeed. All right, let me do the 30, and anyone stands out for you. Rey Mysterio, Penta, Chad Gable, Carmelo Hayes, Santos Escobar, Otis, Braun Breaker. It was Akira Tozawa. Then he got attacked by Carmelo, and he was replaced by El Show Speed. He was just hanging out in Gorilla. Sheamus, Jey Uso, Andrade, Jacob Fatu, Ludwig Kaiser, The Miz, Joe Hendry, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Jey Uso, AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Dominic Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, LA Knight, Logan Paul at the 30 spot.
It's funny. It's funny, Chris, because you talk about Gunther. Bro, I don't know. The way he's booked, I don't know how Drew McIntyre has any juice at all. At all. Thank God. If Drew McIntyre was not a great performer, he would have got his future. He would have been featured endeavored already. The only thing that keeps him relevant is his performance. Yeah. They've done nothing for this guy creatively. Zero, bro. Nothing.
No. And again, I haven't been told this, so I don't know. This is not like, hey, let's not report this or anything. I can see Sami Zayn and Drew, and Sami finally gets his win because I told you, man. I can see it.
Drew's got to draw the line somewhere.
I agree, man. But I can see it. I can see it happening. Yeah, man. I just with the very fact, and Drew had one of, if not the best year of his WWE career, performance wise, character wise. I mean, he was cooking in interviews. He was, the even the social stuff that he was like, there was so much about it, Drew, that was intriguing. The CM Punk feud went for a while, but there's so much about Drew that leaves so much to be desired. But the problem with that, of someone like a Drew, it's gotten to the point now where so many of us are like, okay, all right, man. Like we're tired of holding on for so long.
Chris, this is how they're looking at Drew. And what's happening is exactly what Dr. Because I know how they think. Drew is such a good performer. Okay, win, lose, or draw, he's always going to come out of it. Chris, he's labeled bulletproof.
Yes.
Drew is bulletproof. That's what they're labeling him. But what's starting to happen, Chris, is exactly what you just said. If you keep labeling him bulletproof and we don't have to do anything with him, bro, after a while, man, everybody's going to turn their back on him. But I'm telling you, man, he's got that bulletproof label.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, people, it's just his stock has gone so low that people are just pulling out when it comes to interest, and you got so much with Drew, man.
So much.
Yeah, it's like now you're just randomly getting eliminated by Damian Priest. You know what I mean? Like, huh? Out of anybody, like you've got something going with Bloodline. You know what I mean? Like you could have easily got eliminated by someone from the blood. You've attacked Jimmy. You've attacked Sammy. You've attacked Roman. You've attacked Jay. Like Jay won the match. So if anybody who could have protected Drew McIntyre to eliminate him, it would have been Jay who won the match. And there has been so many times of, this is how many times Drew McIntyre keeps beating Jey Uso. Yeah, he had that, kind of banana peel win at Netflix. But at the same time, you could have commentated through the match like, yeah, man, it seems like he's gotten Jay's number. Okay, boom, there you go. That makes Jay look stronger, the winner, because he eliminated someone like a Drew McIntyre. How does it make Damian Priest look stronger or protect Drew if Damian Priest just randomly, eliminates Drew McIntyre? That made absolutely no sense to me at all.
And not only that, Chris, they're coming off of Friday SmackDown where you had a face-to-face with Damian Priest and Fatu. You had. Where was that? They just had a face-to-face freaking yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's eliminating McIntyre.
Yeah, so we got some breaking news here. I've got some the peeps from Sportskeeda is giving me some news here. PW Insider is reporting that something went wrong with Drew McIntyre's elimination from the Men's Royal Rumble match. When Drew got to the back, he was screaming and cursing that someone had to get their moves in at the expense of a number of stories in the match. He then loudly stormed out of the building and was gone well before the match ended.
That could be. Does that not sound like a Drew McIntyre storyline, bro? Like, why do I feel like I've heard that a million times before, bro? Like, come on. Seriously? Come on.
Very interesting stuff, man. Very interesting stuff.
Come on, man. We've heard that with Drew so much. That's how they keep Drew going. That's how they keep him going. You don't think by now Drew McIntyre isn't at the point of whatever you guys want, whatever. He's at that point, man.
Triple H is like, all right, you ready for the spot? All right, and go.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
That
Exactly.
could be the case. I'm sure that there's more to that development on whether if it was a work or a shoot. As far as standouts to me, of course, Penta stood out. That was expected. I reported that earlier this week. Good for him, man. Continued to look good over 42 minutes. Braun Breaker, man, that was a good standout. It was a good showing by him. And then the spear spot as Roman Reigns was coming in, he was spearing people, and then Braun traded the spear. He speared him first. I think that's good. Fatu, of course, was
they're definitely they are definitely protecting that dude. I mean, he's their guy right now. That's the guy they're looking at right now.
Yeah,
and also, my God, bro, like Logan Paul,
yeah,
you know,
rightfully so. I mean, Jacob Fatu was money. What'd you think about the Kaiser spot, man?
Yeah, that was a bushwhacker spot.
Yeah, I mean, continuing to do that with Kaiser. Joe Hendry got a good reaction. AJ Styles got a good pop. I mean, I personally liked the men's Royal Rumble match. I think there was an aura about it that was much more prominent than the women's match, in my opinion. And so I think that's
it got a great reaction, bro. Like I said, the last 15 was one right after the other. AJ, like it was. That I saw, and I'm like, my God, they got the horses on this roster. I mean,
agreed. They got the horses on this roster. Yep, absolutely. I just wish that Vince, with the horses on the roster that we saw how stacked the roster feels, at least a fraction of them. I just wish that they would utilize that aura of those stars and use them in good stories to put over other people. So
I agree, Chris. 1000%. I agree.
All right, real quick, let's do a rapid fire super chat here. User 49 Russo called Jay winning, but there is Becky Lynch, Randy, and Solo.
Yeah, my God. Again, this is what Chris and I have been talking about. We've been on here for an hour. This is what we've been talking about, guys. They push Solo to the moon.
Yeah.
To the moon. Roman Reigns beats him, and we haven't seen him in a month.
Yeah.
What does that do for Solo? You got to keep him strong. So now he's been sitting home for a month. Now you got to bring him back and build him all over again. This is what Chris and I have been talking about all night. He's the perfect example, man.
We got David, $2. Why Moneyless Inc. interfere tag match?
Guess it's talking about Street Profits.
Bro,
that angle was so far-fetched that Michael Cole had to tell you and had to spell it out. Oh, no, this is what they did. Well, first of all, Michael Cole, how do you know what they did? Well, why they did it? Are you in their heads? You have no idea. But the story was such a reach that Michael Cole had to lay it out beat by beat by beat, so maybe you'd buy into it.
We got Awesome Sauce, $5. You don't think Tony Khan hits the yeet at his TV when he watches?
I think so. I definitely think so. I agree.
Penta needs to work on his HBK Rumble footwork, David says.
Yeah, he looked good tonight. Yeah, I mean, Penta's a star. All these guys are stars, man. They're just not giving them any meat on the bone.
Agreed. Let's see what else we have. We have a user 199 and Penta got eliminated. I saw 2 feet hit on replay. Yeah, he got eliminated.
Yeah, that was a mess up.
Indeed. Taval, $5. Am I the only one who sees that Jordan Grace's money? Why did Charlotte win that match?
I think we talked about that.
Yeah. You think you see money in Jordan Grace?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alejandro 599. What's the point of having Jay versus a champ last sign his money event if he's going to win the Royal Rumble? Politics. If he picks Cody at WrestleMania, doesn't it hurt Gunther's title?
I cannot see Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Can you, Chris?
No.
No way. I mean, no way, bro. No way.
I
They're
don't
gonna
see
play.
the
They're gonna play up the story that he's never beaten Gunther.
Yeah, I don't see the story with Jay and Cody.
I don't either.
Unless they try to do something bloodline-ish. I'm just not. I'm not really interested in that much.
Yeah, I agree. I
And
agree.
they have to just throw a story in, and they got 2 months, 2.5 months to throw a story in. Like I'm not a fan. Zubair, $25.
Wow, thank you, bro.
Very nice. Sleaze into Rumble tonight. You got one rolling. You got one ready. There you go. That deserves that's worth $25, man. You can get the laugh only if you pay $25.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Jay, but wasn't his year. Was hoping Rock to eliminate Cena last. Also, some of these eliminations made no sense for story eliminations.
I agree with that.
Lead to potential WrestleMania matches.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, Rock's not there. I've said before, I mean, they're not planning for Rock to be there. So that's the reason why he wasn't at the Royal Rumble. So Rollin, $2 for Rikishi and somewhere pop locking.
He is, man. He absolutely is.
Very nice. That was a good one, Rollin. They need to stop with NXT and Rumble. Also, can we get this is Uber at $5? Also, can we agree a struggle not knowing who's coming out, especially these crappy themes and lack of star power? You know what? I was listening to the themes, and I was like, I don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
Until they do the close up and announce who.
And Chris, another thing too, I want to bring up, man, bro, so much downtime during this show, Chris. Yeah. So much downtime between the matches. Oh my God, bro.
It was very much so. Then we did the celebrity spots, and this
just so much, man.
Let's see. Rollin, $2.
How excited was my boy John Mellencamp to be there, man? How excited was he, bro?
Didn't seem too much. $2. Bush should have been 30. Bella at 30 was in the anticlimactic. Yeah, I think
that's a good Roland. I think that's a very, very good point, especially if Bliss is going to be there. I got a feeling though, man, especially, the divorce and all that now, I got a feeling that Nikki Bella wants back in. I would not be surprised, but that's a good point, Roland. That's a very good point.
Yep. David, $2. Perez needs Roxanne by Police. That's her name. You don't need to put on the red lights. Very nice. Dez, $4.99. Roman, Seth, Punk triple threat at Mania. Nothing really special about that. I hope Punk comes back. Wasn't feeling the Rumble. God bless you guys always.
I love Dez. Dez is a good guy because he always throws God in there. Does
yes, indeed.
That's why I love it.
Likewise. Roman, Seth, Punk triple threat at Mania.
I don't know if I want to see that. Do you, Chris?
For what? No. Like, is there no title in it?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be maybe a four-way? A four-way with Cody would
unless that's a number one contenders match.
I think they probably do a four-way. They'll probably do a number one contenders match. It's a screwy finish, and then they do a four-way at WrestleMania. Which, I mean, on paper, that's blockbuster enough if they do four-way there. Again, man, what's the payoff to the Solo gimmick storyline? Part of the storyline. What's the payoff to the bloodline? Like,
I guarantee you, bro, they're gonna do the gimmick. They're gonna repeat what Solo did to Reigns. Fatu is now gonna do to Solo. They're gonna repeat that exact story. I promise you. Solo's gonna come back and Fatu's gonna say he's in charge. I guarantee you.
Yeah. It keeps it. Here's the thing, man. I could tell that they keep that they're going to do that. When I saw like they're trying to push Jacob, and then he's cutting more promos. As soon as you start cutting promos, I said, "Oh yeah, he's turning. He's turning against Solo. Yeah. Solo's going to come back, and then they're going to have beef, and there we go."
Yeah.
All right, we got Zubair $10. Really, I show speed and Rumble. Talk about pissing off the roster. or could have brought a legend back. Wish they saved moment for ending when Melo attacked Tozawa. That could have led to a surprise in the end.
Who is that? Who was that? Who was that dude?
He's a streamer.
Oh God! You know who I was surprised? You know who I thought we were going to see in the Royal Rumble? I was surprised we didn't see JBL.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised. I thought we'd see, especially when they showed Ron Simmons by himself.
Yeah.
I thought I was surprised.
Yeah. Let's see here. Devin, $2. Triple H shows a lack of consistent pace. Rumble's dead.
Yeah, even the referee. I mean, even the announcers said a couple of times when they were down spots. The announcers called it a couple of times. Remember?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, listen, nobody. Let me tell Devon Patton something. Chris, nobody's going to lay out a Royal Rumble like Pat Patterson. I don't care who you are. You're never, ever going to see that again, ever.
Was there anybody backstage that he kind of gave the reins to be able to book these Rumbles?
Yeah, he was still doing it when I was there.
Yeah. User 199. Another problem is the theme songs. I say
agree.
who a lot. Yeah, I just said the same thing.
Man.
I don't know.
I agree.
Finn Balor gets a new theme song like every 6 months now. It looks like.
And bro, what was that entrance? Like a mile and a half, Chris?
Yeah.
Like really, bro? Like seriously?
Yeah, man. It was getting their steps in.
Oh my gosh.
Rollins, ISO $2. The ISO speed spot was great, and the fans love it. There you go.
What does he stream? ISO speed. I have no idea who this dude is.
I think he just he's a part of the YouTube community that just goes live and just streams and just reads comments and stuff. Like they have people come. Like I think it was one of them was a Kai Cenat, I think. That brought John Cena to his that John Cena just randomly appeared or something like that. And so and I think ISO Speed's the one that collabs with Logan Paul. I think it might be him. Hamp Connell 499. WWE gets $5 billion, and the first thing they do is let us know The Rock won't be there. Why not push Cena to try to gain back the 50% they lost?
I think what they're going to do, guys, I think we saw the beginning of it tonight. I think what they're going to do is Cena's going to keep falling short. And at the end of the run, he's finally going to get his shot. I got to believe that's what they're going to do with him, Chris.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the direction they're going to go to. Zubair, $20. I guess Jay winning is better than nothing. At least not some nobody. Triple H smart delight who's not known to casuals. Up to WWE to really book Jay better. My only problem is they didn't book him right ahead of Rumble. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah,
absolutely.
Zubair. Dez 199. What about the Jade Cargill storyline? Come on, Triple H.
That storyline's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Like who shot JR, right? Like it's like the we'll never know, Vince. We'll never know.
Yeah.
Jason 199. Gunther versus Jay at WrestleMania. Really? Who would you have Gunther go against, Vince?
I think that's what it's going to be.
Now, who else? Like other than Jay?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, see, going it's difficult, man. Michael Pasolano 199. Wonder what Kaiser did to get it eliminated so soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's normal Kaiser stuff. Extreme FIFA $99 super sticker. Thank you so much for your love and support there. We also have a Young Reckless 199. Roman, Seth Punk, and a useless feud that mean nothing. Yeah, I mean, I can see a four-way. Well, how would you feel about that, Vince? Four-way at WrestleMania.
Bro, I'm just starting to care less and less. And I got to tell you guys, I always bring up Bret Hart, Seth, I mean, Punk, both of them cut such strong promos about winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And they're two baby faces who said they were going to win the Royal Rumble, and they didn't. And I think that comes back to hurt them. I'm sorry, man. I am sorry.
Yeah, we have Zubair $5 a positive with men's rumble was better than the past few years thanks to star power, including Cena. Worry for future though. So Cena versus Cody versus Gunther versus Jay. Cena versus Cody. Oh, Cena. You think Cena and Cody is going to be at WrestleMania?
I don't know if it's going to be that soon. I don't know if it's going to be that soon.
Okay. 199 Kevin, Black Scorpions behind Dr. Chris's camera issues. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Absolutely.
There you go, Kevin.
Fan Sports $2. Here's a dance you should know.
Here's a dance you should know. When the lights are down low. You have no idea what that is, Chris, do you?
No. Zero.
Do the hucklebuck. Do the hucklebuck. That's a honeymooners thing. They know I love the honeymooners.
So I used to watch the honeymooners back in the day, like 80s. When I was little, I was in the 80s. But I don't remember that song though.
Yeah.
Hayes, $2 is going to be Cody versus Cena at Mania.
I don't know. After watching tonight, I'm thinking I don't know if they're going to do it that quickly. I don't know. Chris?
Maybe for the sake of star power, because Jay versus Gunther isn't necessarily a star power match, and so they want star power for the other title match. I do like Jay versus Gunther on paper because I'm all about cementing or just transitioning or having, establishing new stars or at least new consistent main event stars.
Well, here's what I would look at, guys. This is what I would look at because they got Cena for the year. I just don't think they're going to blow their wad this quickly. I don't think they're going to do it. However, we still have the story of CM Punk has never headlined WrestleMania, which Chris, a three-way to get a shot of WrestleMania or something, that what we just talked about. My odds-on favorite right now would be Punk versus Cody.
Yeah, then we still got the favorite thing going on too with him and
because here's the thing too, man. If I'm booking at the WWE, I'm going to be very aware of Punk's injury record. Mm-hmm. So you want to do this while he's healthy, man, because God forbid he gets hurt again and he's shelved again, and you're gonna have to put it off again. I think they pay off his headlining WrestleMania this year.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have DJ Neo 499. Was Logan Paul won the Royal Rumble? He already get great heat from crowd. Plus, he has fight with his bro Paul versus Rhodes. He be good match.
Yeah, I don't think Logan Paul. He's fine the way he is. I don't think he needs to.
100% agree.
He's fine the way he is, man.
Yep, I agree 100%. Star Trekker, someone's lying around looking lost in men's rumble. Why is that?
There was a lot of that. There really was a lot of that. That's the way they laid out. When you guys, when you watch enough of these Royal Rumbles, there's a formula, and it's the same formula every single time.
Yeah. Trappy talks the truth. Wonderful alliteration there. 499. I was bummed by the lack of surprise returns. I was hoping to see JBL or Hardy's, possibly AJ or E for the women's.
Yeah, man. They get, Chris, we've seen that, especially under Triple H's regime. They get more and more away from that, man. They're getting more and more away from that.
Yeah.
I think it was a little different with the women. I think that's why you saw Trish and Nick, because I think they needed bodies.
Yeah.
I think, they had enough, in the guys' rumble where they really, AJ was a surprise, but outside of that, I don't think they needed it.
I think they should have had more legends, because the thing is, I say this every single year, man, there's probably every single year. This year may have been different, but not really. But every single year, there's 5 or less people who are really going to win the Royal Rumble. So, like, bells and whistles that thing to death as much as you possibly can, because you want to set up new stories. You want to bring in the legends. The whole art of anticipation, which I think I'll talk about on PNP, just the psychology of anticipation. You can really, really utilize that to the max. And people who come to the Royal Rumble and watch it, they're used to the legends coming because they want that nostalgia moment. And so that comes with the Royal Rumble. So if you bring in a handful of legends, it's going to have those moments where you can use it in video promos going to the future. That legend's going to feel good about it. People, you're bringing in more crowds of people who watched old school. Most of the people there, based on the reactions, if like a Hacksaw Jim Duggan or something came in, he'd probably get a bigger pop than probably at least half of the people who were in there.
No doubt.
Yeah, so utilize those spots, man, for that.
I agree.
User 199, no Woolly Ghoulies wide 6 in the Rumble.
No.
What do you think about that?
They still weren't on SmackDown. That's another case of exactly what Chris and I are talking about, man. They do this to everybody nonstop.
Yep. WG 199, Cody versus Jay makes sense. They were tag team champs.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
We could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Yeah, but what do you mean makes sense though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does it make sense only because they were tag team champions? If that's the case, I'm not bought into that. Like I'm not sold. Okay, well, if they were tag team champs, okay, now what? Intrigue me. Make it a story. Jason Lewis 499, Cena versus Orton at WrestleMania. He should be Cena's last WrestleMania opponent.
Yeah, I mean, it's something like that is cool. I just don't think. I don't think they should give Cena that title shot right away. I don't think so. But they may feel they have to for a draw. Like Chris said, if they go Gunther, Jey Uso, that's not a main event. That's not a money match. Yeah. So if they think they need a draw, they're going to put Cena in that main event.
Yep. And I can see it just from a standpoint of draw, because, it's a coming. It would say for instance, if you had like man, I don't even, because I told you like the crowning moments, the putting people over, like the Austin and Brett type of deal, the Shawn Michaels and Austin type of deal. You have those, that's very common with WrestleMania, which I like. But again, you haven't built Jay up enough to feel like that crowning moment is the threshold of really passing and being in that main event slot. Yeah. It's going to feel good. And then, unfortunately, I hope this doesn't happen, but unfortunately, when he a lot of times when we see this, and not even really nowadays in WWE, the journey is better than a destination. That happens a lot. But at the same time, it's like what we saw with Kofi Mania. You know what I mean? Like everybody was saying Kofi, and then he wins the title, and then after that, it's just nothing.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that this isn't the same. But we've seen the pattern that people are going to yeet Jay, get excited. He's going to win the match. He's going to have his crowning moment. Everything's going to feel good. And then what? He's going to be placed into just meaningless match feuds, until he loses.
Yeah. So, you've got to, man. The more I think about it, you've got to pay off the CM Punk main eventing WrestleMania. You cannot wait till next year. You think Punk? First of all, I would doubt Punk is around next WrestleMania. I really would doubt that. You think Punk wants to wait another year when he's a year slower, a year older? He could get injured between now and then. They've got to pay that off at this WrestleMania, man.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah. Which makes me think like maybe the 4-way is something like they just want to add all 4 of them to make it like big. You know what I mean? So I guess on paper, over 800 live right now, y'all. Big shout out to that. Yes, of course. Deserves a laugh. No Becky. Matchmania says for $2. Was also surprised. No Trick Williams. Anything on that, Vince?
Well, yeah, but I think they're holding off Becky to when they really need her. I would be shocked if she's not back by WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yeah. West Hill, $2. Yeah, this overlay graphic is nice. Time for LOR upgrade. I mean, Sportskeeda is the one who does it. Sportskeeda, their graphics are amazing, and so they did a fantastic job here. Very inspiring graphics division for Sportskeeda. Andrew Cool, $2. Final boss will force Jay to give him the Royal Rumble spot. What do you think?
Final boss will force Jay to give him the Royal Rumble. You mean the WrestleMania spot?
Yeah, the WrestleMania spot.
WrestleMania,
So The Rock comes in and forces Jay to. No. 499 Jay Drew. Why did they book RVD and Angle to sit in the crowd? Am I supposed to believe their fans that bought tickets could have used them in the Rumble? Not Angle. He can't physically.
Yeah, he can't. He can't go.
Yeah. RVD. I did think about that RVD. Like, why don't you just make him a legend in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, that would have been great. They would have popped huge.
Of course they would have. Yeah. Jamal, 499. Can you two point at the WrestleMania side every week until WrestleMania weekend? Very nice. Very nice. Trappy talks the truth on 999. A good example of a missed return opportunity was Mickie James, a very, very popular and over former diva who still actively wrestles and they don't use her.
That's a great point there, Trappy, because I wonder, Chris, how somebody like a Mickie James feels when they're giving Trish the spot and not her. You know what I mean? Because they give Trish a lot of those spots, man.
A lot. Yeah, very true.
That's got to sting a little bit, I would think, because Mickie does still wrestle.
Yeah, actively, yeah. Enthusiastic rail line streamer, $5. Punk, Rollins, Paul, and Reigns at Elimination Chamber to beat the H out of one another.
Bro, are there any stakes to the Elimination Chamber, Chris?
It has been lately. Whoever wins gets the other slot, the main event.
It's going to see Punk's going to win that.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think so. Here's what I think. Either Punk's going to win the Elimination Chamber. Here's my options real quick. I think either Cena's going to win Elimination Chamber, and they're going to do Cena, Cody just for the star power. Punk's going to win, and they do Punk Cody. Or somehow they do what they used to do and just make it a title match. And then like whoever doesn't choose, the person who hasn't been chose, they have to go for their title at Elimination Chamber. Then you can do it that way. Somehow we get the 4-way Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and that perhaps. And so, yeah. All right, Vince, let them know where to find you, my man. We got Sportskeeda putting up a tag on the bottom, a little become a member or YouTube or Patreon to watch exclusive live shows every week, Vince.
Yeah, I also want to let you guys know, because there's a lot of people in here. If you've never been a member of my Patreon, you can go there right now, get a free week. You could sample all the shows for free, no obligation. Just go to patreon.com/Russo TWC. Try us out. Hey, man, whenever anything is free, take it.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, indeed. Be sure to follow me at Chris Prolific. Breaking stories, breaking even more stories and even more in-depth stories on Featherbombs, on Patreon. Hit up my YouTube. Made some reports today before Royal Rumble. And I have really fun psychology classes every single week and integrate psychology in professional wrestling. All right, one more super chat.
Yeah, because I'm gonna unload on him.
Do you guys finally agree? Let me read it real quick. Let me read it, Vince. Let me read it, Vince.
We ever had this conversation?
Let me read the super chat, Vince. Did you guys finally agree? Yes, indeed.
I get it, Chris. I'm sorry.
There we go. All right. Do you guys finally agree that Cody Rhodes is the face of WWE, or do you still think that Roman Reigns is the face of the company?
Have we had that conversation with Rollins?
We have. Yep. We've thought that Roman Reigns is the face of the company, and he defends Cody Rhodes as being the face. Yeah. I mean,
I don't
the
think
face of
Reigns
company.
has been the face of the company with his schedule.
Yeah. Yep. Final boss engaged, $2. Finger pointed WrestleMania sign, laser to Raw news side off. I'm gonna do my so long just because if I do a finger point, somebody, if I do a finger point with this here, somebody might
Bro, why does this look pornographic? Something's wrong with that, bro. I ain't doing that again.
no.
Edit that out. Play Tay. Edit that out, man.
Vince Russo, Dr. Chris. This is the Royal Rumble post-show review, man. We'll see you on Monday. Have a good night, everybody. No pornographic images here, so